What's up? It's Jip in the house. Okay, so I'm gonna do part two of my stats and images and things like that. Anyway, images are very, very important. The reason they're very important is because we've been trained to think of life and things that are good in terms of images. You got this image is good, this is not good, and blah 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 blah. So a good way to reverse a lot of those image projections are to create images that will make you feel, well, not actually make you feel better, but make you do better. So in other words, you can, and I know it kind of sounds stupid, but you can say, well, hey, studying math is um, is like traveling in space, or buying a new car or something like that, or you know, learning the periodical table is like wearing diamond earrings in your ears and stuff like that. And I know it sounds stupid and things like that, but the whole thing is a lot of us are being damaged because of these images, and these images are put out there to help others and damage others at the same time. And if you don't understand the images, like there was this one movie with the guy with the hammer or something like that, and I watched it on this other channel too, George Rockwell, and he was saying how when the guy was fighting a big black guy, that he beat him up or something like that, and he gave him this image, and it was really interesting because I replied back and I said, well, the whole thing is that when this guy was fighting all these other guys, he was getting hurt, but he didn't realize that he didn't have his God powers. Because I guess if he was still had his God strength, it wouldn't hurt him. Matter of fact, if they would have hit him, it probably just broke their hands and stuff like that. And then when he got to the to the black guy, I guess it was this image of maybe him thinking that black people were bigger than he is, or the real image that black people were someone at some time, and then he come along and then he beat them down, and it gives other white kids and stuff like that the image that, hey, I can beat this bigger giant down, this bigger black guy down, or whatever. I'm not exactly sure how they were doing it, but the whole thing was, I said, and so he was talking about that. But I said, what you need to realize is that when he beat the black guy down, that he did it in the form of a human, of a regular human, because he got hurt. I think he bled or something like that. And I said, and so those images are very important because what they're doing is they're destroying a group of young men and building up another group of young men. And so to reverse those things, you have to really understand that you can make these images of yourself, and it's okay. Like today, I was on the train. I was coming home. There was this girl sitting next to me. She had a Docomo tablet, and somebody sat next to her, so it was some space. So I moved over. She moved her bag over a little bit and said, "Oh, thank you." So I'm like, "Wow, she's speaking English." So I'm thinking, should I talk to her or not? Because usually when I talk to women and stuff, nothing happens anyway. So, because I used to have to wait for them to come to me. And so we started talking and stuff, and got her email address and stuff like that. Because I don't really answer too many numbers and stuff. But it was cool, And I emailed and said thanks. She emailed back and said thanks, and that was it. And I'll probably never email again. She probably never email me again. But I mean, but still, it was just that conversation. But the whole thing was, I was thinking in my head, well, should I do this and should I do that? And I already understand about talking to women. You just make it your speech or whatever it is, and they'll respond or they don't respond. And if they don't respond, they got these. There is something that you can say that will make them respond, but you just gotta know what it is. But it's all cool. But the whole thing was, I could have, had I not spoken to her, then that would have gave me this negative image of myself that I should have had at least said something. And whether she rejects the comment or not, I'm not saying compliment, but whatever I had to say, then that's on her. But I shouldn't be afraid to, or should be shy or anything, to not say anything because she was beautiful, you know. And um, when I moved, well, I guess just because she was polite and said thank you, doesn't mean that she liked me or anything like that. And I wasn't thinking like that. But the whole thing of these images are there for a purpose, and you can create your own image. And it's like I hear a lot of times where they're saying like these movies, they got the black guy in the background doing something stupid, or wearing these bright clothes and this and that. And I'm thinking, well, why even get upset? Because it's their movies, and they can make it how they want, because their movies are made, and they put these images in for their purpose, for their people, whomever, and we can make our own movies, doing the same thing, so it doesn't matter. And another thing too is like before you watch a movie and black guys get killed, now it's like Asian people are getting in it, and other kinds of people are getting in it, and they're taking over these places, but they're still getting killed, and they're still playing these same roles, And so, and I was all because I always thought, okay, fine, I didn't like watching movies, but still at the same time, these guys are still getting paid, you know what I'm saying? And there's no reason why they can't study, create the technologies, and create their own movies, make their own networks, and movie theaters and stuff like that, and they can do that. It's nothing, it's not like it's impossible and stuff like that. So to jump on one bandwagon when you kind of understand that they don't want you there because they're trying to entertain their kids and they want to encourage their kids and not really use you or to be that, and I'm not saying it's like that, but I'm just saying, it could just be a possibility. But the whole thing is that these images, you have to create some better images of yourself. And you can start off by drawing a picture and something else, but eventually what's going to happen, whether hopefully before you die, you know, um, what's going to happen is you're going to come to the realization that the image that you have of yourself or the image of you is actually how you conduct yourself and how you deal with situations and things like that. And you'll figure it out, before you go 50 years from now, 20 years, who knows? One day you're gonna understand it, and everyone understands this. Just like marriage. You watch TV and get this family and da 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 da. And then when they get old, or one of the parents, one of the or divorce, or one of the partners pass on and stuff like that, then they'll say, "Oh, now I understand. The whole thing about being marriage is being friends, understanding each other, and being there for each other. And it's not all that other stuff, but then it's too late." So those images are important, but when they are when you're not in those images, don't assimilate them to you or something like that. So you see someone that's real strong, someone good doing whatever. He might beat down a black guy, but the whole thing is okay, fine. You understand that they just doing that for their audience and stuff like that, and there must be a reason why, and you need to figure out what the reason is. But the whole thing is the chances that you actually get into those situations so rare anyway. And like I said, you can there are a lot of images that or things that you can do to change your own image or change the image of you know whatever you want to change the image of. But I would do that, studying. You got this image of studying is boring. You know, what's boring? What's something you don't? You tell me something that's boring that you do. Oh, studying. No, tell me what's something you do that's boring. Oh, nothing. What was exciting? Studying about this and studying about that, and it really, and you need to change to that because actually that's what's really going to help you in the long run, in the short run, and the whole run. But these images are important, so just understand where they're coming from and understand who they're directed at, and the image that's painted on these things, everyone else saying, well, I want to be like, because basically, well, I don't want to get into all that, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. You get this one person, everybody put their person image within them, and then trying to do what this other person does. Then when they see you, because you most likely if you're black, or whomever, you're going to be the victim, and everybody will try to, but that's just all fairy tales and stuff like that. So you have to get to the nitty gritty, what's behind it, and how they're making these movies, and how much they, paying out to these people, and how much, what the network is. I mean, because these movies are being played around the world and stuff like that, and they broadcast the news, and you worrying about a stupid image when you should worry about how to build your own scene or something like that, So it's important, and you can do it. It's going to take time. Nothing happens well, a lot of things happen in a day, but it might not take you a day to accomplish it. I'm so tired, sorry. But you can accomplish it, and that's about it. These images are important because they control you, and you use these on emotional status. So you have to understand. Please keep telling yourself, hey, emotions are just used to jump start my body and to do something, but the action I do must come from my mind and not just be triggered there. Somebody use stupid yeah, emotionally, but your mind say, oh, what you doing? Then we finish doing it, I don't know why I did that. Of course you don't know why you did it. But I'm telling you why. Because your emotions, you're got these trigger words, your emotions. So you get mad. I mean, it's like some like people when they get in trouble, they'll smile, And I used to do that too. I used to think, the whole thing about smiling is, it's a good thing. When you get in trouble, smile, stay happy and stuff. I wouldn't say necessarily laugh in court, but smile. People are like, why you smiling? You did something bad or whatever. Especially if you're not addicted, if it's not real bad, or if they accuse you of something, if it's something minor, to say, hey, I know what the truth is, and I'm at peace. That smiling and laughter, it means that you're at peace. So whatever happens, you don't, you can go through it in a proper, I guess, mental and physical and emotional um, um, modes or whatever that you're supposed to go through and stuff like that. Cause like now, people say something, I just look, I'm like, huh, okay, whatever, I don't care. I'm hearing this one girl say, when they break up, I keep telling them to break up with you. You just say, well, it's okay. You don't even get angry. I'm like, but if you find somebody else you love, I mean, go ahead. You know, I'm worried about it. And I'm not gonna say, you know what, you get somebody else. No, I got somebody, got me. You know what I'm saying? What I need to go find someone else because you broke up with me and stuff. Somebody want me to come. That's it, and that's what I keep my attitude. Somebody come fine, they go fine. As long as I don't leave myself, otherwise I'll be in bad trouble. But some big trouble. But that's about it. You know. So if you want to change your things about yourself and everything, just write things. Draw a picture of yourself that says, I am beautiful. And every day you get in the mirror, walk up and say, hey, I am beautiful, I'm handsome, whatever. Eventually you're going to say, okay, now that I'm handsome and I got over that, now what am I? Oh, I'm smart. Oh, I know this, oh, I know that, and I know this. You just keep, and eventually you'll figure it out that, hey, you know what? You're supposed to know everything that you possibly can on this earth because you're only going to be here for a certain amount of time unless you create some crafts and go someplace else. And you might as well learn, enjoy it while you're doing it. Because one thing about studying is there's nothing that you're supposed to rush through. Peace.